Hey, what's up? Nick here. I got something important to talk about, which I'm sure most of you have already heard about already. But of course, I want to give my take on it, and that is the Flint water crisis. Ugh, that problem. As always, I'm going to read a news story to back up my statements, just to help out, just to give myself some credibility. Anyways, this is from Think Progress. Title of this article is "Leaked Documents Undermine the Official Story of Flint Water Crisis." Anyways, before I get into this, if it doesn't say in this article, which I've read part of this already, I think it does explain it partially, but not all that well. There has been lead found in the drinking water of the residents of the city of Flint, Michigan, and that has caused some people to get sick. Because lead is drinking water for humans does not go well. Anyways, on to the story. Governor Rick Snyder took up some responsibility for the Flint water crisis in his state of the state on last Tuesday, as tens of thousands of Flint, Michigan residents remain without drinkable tap water, are wondering if their children will face lifelong damage from lead exposure. New documents released in recent days cast significant doubts on the narrative embraced by Rick Snyder's administration regarding how and why the city's water supply was replaced by corrosive Flint River water to begin with. 2011, Snyder ordered a state takeover of Flint's government amid city's mounting financial woes. During its time receivership, a series of Snyder appointees served as emergency managers, overseeing Flint's government functions and finding ways to cut spending. 2 years later, one of those managers, Darnell Early, implemented a plan to switch Flint's water supply from the Detroit system to a new consortium to use water from the Flint River in the interim. He claimed it would save $6 to $8 million. One city council member recalled to the Associated Press the Flint River water proved toxic, and Snyder said it would require a long-term, decades financial commitment to attempt to mitigate the damage to Flint children who drank the water. But an email obtained by Bill Johnson Group, first recorded by Motor City Muckraker, suggested that the move might not have been necessary to reduce Flint's water costs. Then Detroit Water and Sewage Department Director Sue McCormick proposed to continue providing water to Flint for a savings of $800 million over 30 years, or 20% less than the switch. In other words, Flint could have kept the Detroit water system and still save more money than it did. A spokeswoman for McCormick confirmed the email and reporting on Think Progress on Monday. And I will read the email to you, subject for KWA, the City of Flint. Gentlemen, the Cliff Notes version proposal offers today a rate of water for Flint/Ginny's of $10.46 as compared to $20 currently per MCF. 48% this could be realized nearly immediately, and even more when compared to the increases coming with KWA. When compared to the over 30-year horizon, the WSD proposed saves $800 million, or said differently, saves 20% over the KWA proposal. Sue McCormick, Director of Detroit Water and Sewage. In a statement, McCormick explained that the Detroit Water and Sewage Department had attempted to negotiate with Flint to continue to provide water service to the city. The projected savings, she explained, were due largely to three factors. One, Flint's moved to model contract that is currently used by all wholesale customers as opposed to its current but outdated contract established in 1965. 2. Changing the point of the connection where Flint receives DWSD water, I don't know what that means, which reduces the elevation and distance, both factors. Oh, that's Detroit water, okay. which reduces elevation and distance, both factors in determining cost. And 3, an agreement recognizing that should Flint invest to keep their existing water plant certified and operational as an appropriate system backup source, the proposed costs recognize that the Detroit water system would no longer include planning for a redundancy service, resulting in an offsetting credit. On Sunday, ACLU of Michigan investigative reporter Kurt Guyett reported that a previous Snyder emergency manager had considered switching the Flint River over the long term in 2012 and rejected the idea after consulting with the state's Department of Environmental Quality. In a story, Guyett noted that Snyder's then spokeswoman falsely claimed in October that his administration could not have made the decision to switch to the Flint River because Detroit's water authority had decided to cut the city off. A claim debunked by a March 2014 letter from Early, turning down the option to continue getting the water from the Detroit system. Last year, Snyder appointed Early to be the emergency manager of Detroit Public Schools. Here, these details were considered in a timeline of events given by Snyder, the state address last Tuesday. Snyder took some responsibility, leading to the poison, yada, yada, yada. A class lawsuit has been filed by Flint residents that alleges that Snyder and his state government breached contract to provide drinking water and violated the state's Consumer Protection Act by saying it was safe. State Attorney General Bill Shulet announced an independent investigation on Monday through his office and is also defending Snyder in the class action case. It's this Early guy. It's his fault. He didn't take the deal. He didn't take the deal that could have helped out the city of Flint and avoid all these nasty lawsuits. And now he's emergency manager of the Detroit Public Schools. What's going to happen there? They're going to fall apart too because this guy is horrible and doesn't take the good deals. And Governor Snyder's got to have something to do with this too because he has to at least know what's going on. And if he doesn't, why? And this story will definitely tell him what's going on if for some reason he doesn't know. He needs to fire this guy right now before he destroys Detroit's public schools even more than they already are. Because their Detroit public school system is not good. I haven't done any research on that, which I don't need to, because Detroit is bankrupt. Crime is really high. And in places where there's no money and crime is really high, the schools are horrible. Guaranteed. That's just how things work. Anyways, this is a major disaster, and it's going to take a long time to figure out what's going on here. I did see that Walmart is going to be giving water bottles to the residents. At least give them something to drink, but nobody's getting running water anytime soon. That's pretty bad. Hopefully there'll be an update and someone will figure out what the hell to do here. Maybe they can still get back on the Detroit system. Hopefully, because that'll help them out. Because if they get stuck on the Flint River, I've heard it's going to cost billions of dollars, which sounds accurate. It's going to cost a whole lot of money to fix the Flint River, if it's even possible to fix the Flint River in this disastrous, corrosive lead state. Here's the picture. It looks horrible. Well, some